am so happy. It is like the best day ever. Good morning, everyone. It is the first day of the farmer's market in my town. The sun is shining and I am so excited just to see what looks good and see what's in season. I find this time of year so inspiring, so I'm really excited. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Jordan and I live a plant-based and natural lifestyle. I love sharing my tips and tricks and healthy things and like just feel good kind of stuff with you. So if you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe and like this video in particular if you want to see more like it. I just got back from my farmer's market. It is I'm pretty sure it's a growers only farmer's market, and that's really important to me because a lot of times people don't realize they may go to a farmer's market and there's still food and supplies there shipped in from far away. So if your goal is to shop local and support your local farmers and producers, then it's really important to find out if your farmer's market is a growers only market. So I'm really proud that mine is, and really happy to spend my dollars there. My strategy when I go to the farmer's market is I like to walk straight through and see what everybody has, and then I get a really good feel for what's in season. I can kind of check out like prices and who has this and who has that. And I typically always end up getting the bulk of my stuff from one of my favorite farms that I used to get a CSA box from. It's called Sunbeam Family Farms. They have a great website. It's just sunbeamfamilyfarms.com, I think, but you can Google Sunbeam Family Farm in Ohio and I'm sure their website will pop up. But they are actually a certified organic farm, which is incredible. It takes a lot of work to be an organic farm. So I think that's amazing. It just goes to show how much they care and how much pride they put into growing their vegetables, which is primarily what they have. So I basically just got everything that they had today because it all looked incredible. And I'm really excited because now that the farmer's market is back, or my farmer's market is back at least, because it's now spring and things are actually growing here in Ohio. I get so excited about that, like I was saying in the first part of my video when I was on my way, because now I just have a new way of getting inspired to cook meals throughout the week. And if you want to see more why I love spring so much and this time and kind of like the history of it, I actually just wrote a blog post recently on jordanleewaddell.com. I'll leave a link for it in the description box, but on one of my recent recipes that I posted on there, I kind of explained like why spring is so inspirational to me. So I won't explain it all here, but you can go check out that blog post for more. Anyway, I love it because now I just get to be inspired by the ingredients, and I'm not trying to find a bunch of meals to make that look good and then I get to the store and that thing isn't in season or it's really expensive or whatever. I just don't like it. Feels less complicated to me. I really like this way of shopping and meal prepping. Just going, finding what looks good, finding what's local and in season, and letting that be my inspiration. To start off, I'm gonna show you what I got at the farmer's market. So I'm gonna do a little farmer's market haul, and then I'm gonna share my 5 tips for meal planning. So this is basically how I'm doing my meal planning now. I bring my own bag to the farmer's market. Let's see what I got. This beautiful bunch of red Russian kale. So this is kale and it has kind of this purpley stem, which is so pretty. They also bag up their spinach. So this isn't baby spinach. They're actually big leaves of spinach. And another thing I love about this farm is they wash their produce really well. So you can tell that everything's really clean, which is great. I still like give everything a quick rinse, but I have to be honest, I'm super lazy and I don't always like wash vegetables the way I should, because I think some like bacteria is kind of good for you anyway. It comes in like these big, look at this really pretty spinach leaf. It's so pretty. It's really tender though, like it's like baby spinach, but they're these nice, really big leaves. The third thing I got is another bag of greens. Oh my gosh, these mixed salad greens are amazing. So this is kind of like what you get. I don't know if you can kind of see like just all different colors, like little just baby pieces of lettuce, things like that. The flavor of these greens, I cannot explain to you, and just how tender and crispy and fresh they taste, like 10 million times better than you would get at a grocery store. And you get this huge bag, and they last so long. What I do to keep my greens really fresh, especially like these tender baby greens that can get like slimy and gross really quickly, I stick a paper towel down in the bag just to kind of collect the excess moisture. Sometimes if I really want to, I'll put it even in a separate container with a paper towel as well, just to kind of, again, soak up that moisture, and they stay really, really fresh. Okay, the fourth thing that I got is also green, but it is this bunch of spring onions. I figure like the top part, I feel like you could use like you use chives because they're so thin and green, and then the bottom you can use just like scallions, you know, just chop them up and add them to pretty much anything you want to. And then the fifth thing that I got was actually a surprise. I did not know they were gonna have these, but I got a bunch of radishes. We've been eating radishes a lot. We really like them raw, just sliced. My husband likes just a little bit of salt sprinkled on them. He eats them as a snack, or I really like adding it to stir fries or on tacos. Really, really good. So I'm sure we will definitely use these up this week. Okay, so that is everything that I got from the farmer's market. So now I'm gonna share my new meal planning system that I'm going to be following now that there's a farmer's market open in my town, and I plan on going once a week. So that's gonna kind of guide my meal planning for the week. So that is my tip number one. Start with in season or local produce. So I'm, again, very lucky that I have a growers only farmers market right in my town. But if you don't have a farmers market, or it just isn't convenient for your schedule to get there, but you still really want to shop local or buy local, what I would suggest you do is find out what is growing in your state and specifically in your geographical zone. BuzzFeed has a food newsletter, and every month they send out a list of everything that's in season that month. When I get that email every month, I save it and I just leave it in my inbox. And every time I'm like, wait, what was in season? You know, I can't really remember. I go back to that email and I look it up. I'm sure if you Google, you know, what's in season or find it on Pinterest, I'm sure you'll be able to find it that way, but that's just one really easy way that I make sure I know what's in season and what's local. Not only will it inspire you, it will also be cheaper and you'll get more for your money, and you'll be supporting your local economy. So now that I have my local and in-season veggies and produce from my farmer's market, then in order to kind of supplement all of that, I look at my store's sale. So I go on their website and I look at their weekly ad and I find out, again, what produce is in sale, what else is on sale, that kind of thing. For example, this week at my store, mangoes and avocados are 88 cents a piece. It is like the best day ever when avocados go on sale. And I'm not a huge mango person, but again, if you are letting sales and local produce inspire you, you're also gonna get to try new things. So I just don't ever usually get mango, but because it's on sale, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna put it in my oatmeal or just eat it as a snack. Then the next thing that I do is I look at my coupon stash. So I'm not a huge couponer by any means. Lately, my grocery store has been sending me coupons based on what I buy. So that's pretty cool. For example, I have a coupon for save 70 cents off of hummus. This one's awesome. Save 40 cents on 2 cans of beans. That's perfect for me because I'm always buying beans, and beans already are really cheap. So like usually 1 can of beans is around $1. So now I'm buying 2 and I'm saving an additional 40 cents. So that's awesome. So that really helped me kind of figure out what I wanted to make for the week. So like one night I'm gonna make some bean burgers, and then the other night I'm gonna throw in some beans with like a skillet kind of scramble thing. Tip number 4 is to get even more inspiration. And the way that I do this is by looking at Pinterest. I've been building up my Pinterest page. Throughout the week, I pin things, and so then I go back on the weekend and kind of see like, oh yeah, I pinned that really good recipe. I wanted to make that, or I had an idea about it. Then I also like to pull out a cookbook. There's something really inspiring just about looking at a paper book. So, or like something in print and not the computer. So this week I pulled out my Vegan on the Cheap cookbook by Robin Robertson. This is a really great book that just has tons of simple recipes. There's no pictures, but they're so quick and easy to read that I literally just flip through and I'm like, oh yeah, I could put this and this together. Like just things that I don't ever really think about. My fifth and final tip for meal planning is to use your Notes app if you are an Apple user. So on my MacBook, I have my Notes app and it's synced with my Notes app on my iPhone. So what I do is on my computer, I created a note that I call weekly grocery plan and list. And I basically, like in bold, I'll put a screenshot up of it if I can. But basically what I do in bold, I put breakfast, lunches, snacks, dinners, and then other items and just randoms. And then also at the bottom, I put a list of what we already have. So I take a quick peek in the fridge and the pantry and I see, okay, what do we already have? Because my goal is to make sure that whatever we already have, I'm using as I'm planning all of our meals. Number 5 is the compilation of all this inspiration combined. So now that I've been using it for a couple of weeks, this system, I see like, oh yeah, I had this for my breakfast last week, anything that I really, really liked and I want to keep the same, I already have it listed there. And then underneath each main thing, I add the ingredients that I need to get at the store. And in parentheses, a lot of time, if there's something that I want to make sure that I use up or I don't want to forget because I'm changing the recipe of it, I put it in parentheses next to the title of the meal. Once I do that, I get out a piece of paper and pencil. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just like to be organized like this. And then what I do is on my actual grocery list that I'm writing out and I'm taking to the store, I write out the ingredients that I need based on where they are in the store. So I'll put all the produce items together. I'll put all the refrigerated items, all the frozen items, etc. together. That way I don't go to one end of the store and I'm like, oh shoot, I needed lemons and I have to go all the way back or something like that. So I like to organize it that way on another piece of paper, but you could always like just create another note and do it like that. But I hate being at the store and like having to constantly be refreshing my phone and trying to look at my list. I'd rather just have a piece of paper. But the nice thing about having it on my phone or on my computer, being able to pull it up, is if I can't remember, you know, what I was gonna make or what I was gonna have or like what was I thinking when I wrote down that ingredient, I can pull up my phone and be like, oh yeah, I needed it for such and such, or I needed it for the pasta dish that I'm gonna make. That really, really works for me and has kept me really organized and efficient. Those are my 5 new tips for meal planning that I'm going to be using from here on out. They're working really well so far. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know how you plan your meals throughout the week and how you get inspired. I would love to know. I'm always looking for new ideas. Make sure you check the description box for more information and any of the links that I mentioned, and click the red subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos. Like this video if you want to see more food related or meal planning, you know, grocery haul related kind of videos from me. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and I will see you next Sunday in my next video. Bye! Hi! Come on, you can do it. Come here! Oh, good boy! Hi! Just love it. Look, it covers my entire face. It kind of looks like curly kale, but it's not curly, I guess. So it's not like curly kale.